Ah, I know some people are reading this title and they're like, "Oh my goodness, what is Wonder? Wonder's off his rocker." Listen, dog. Listen. I don't try to fight biology and psychology. I just try to understand it. I try to help people be better. I try to help people deal with trauma and more. Right? Sometimes you gotta leave people to the wolves though, because they own some other stuff. They own some other shit. But here's the thing. I see too often online where folks will just demonize people, bash people over the head, say this and that, without even understanding that person, without understanding where that person is coming from, without understanding how men think, especially, without understanding a lot of times how women think. And so, and without understanding that not everybody unfortunately comes from the same background. This is not an excuse, this is a reality. And this reality goes way back to we done had settlements. All right. What's good, y'all? UW back here again here in 2022. Let's get it. There's 7 reasons why men fall in love with hoes. Now, there'll be a follow-up video, even that I thought of before this one. This one I actually thought of at the time of this recording, the day of, right? But that one will go into layers because that one deals with actually marriage and promiscuous women. And, there's this old saying about not turning a hoe into a housewife, and there's a reason for that. And we'll get into that in that video. But this one, why men fall in love with hoes. There's a song, I'm in love with a stripper, she rock and she rolling. T-Pain back in the day, right? A lot of us bouncing to it a few years back. I'm in love with a stripper. That phrase alone, and there's other dudes who have talked about it, rappers and more. And you would think, oh, these are low level. There's a reason for strip clubs. There's a reason for brothels. Okay? There are reasons for this. And again, we can do maybe do an entirely separate video, and we will on different types of female adult entertainers. And we may do an entirely different video on the psychology of a whore, the psychology of a lady of the night. All right. Now hoes specifically, we I'm using this kind of loosely, like how people use it loosely. But hoes specifically, I always reiterate and hammer this home. Hoes specifically comes from whore, right? So keep that in mind. But I'll be loosely using this in with the scripple, as some would say. I'll be loosely using, with escort, with those women who, use their body to gain them influence, gain influence, to gain money, the geisha in Japan, the courtesan, all that kind of jazz, right? Concubine's a little bit different, but yeah. So we gonna start from like the worst to, if you want to say, the best or the most understandable. Okay. Number 1, he's got mommy issues. Pure and simple. Now, that comes in a lot of different forms. What did mom actually give him affection as a kid? That's the first thing to look at it, right? What was the example of a mom of his mother? Was she a horrible woman? Was she There's a song, Broken Love, MO3, and I think it was Kevin Gates that dropped, believe it, a couple years back, that he talked about it. He saw his mom pulling tricks. She was doing tricks, right? He saw that growing up. I believe it was Kevin Gates' verse. He talked about it. And there's been other men who've talked about it. If your example of your mother is literally hoeing, that's going to confuse a young man. If you're not getting affection, not getting touched, not getting loved by mama, that's your first example as a woman. Of a woman, excuse me. And for daughters, that's the first example of a woman. So it would make sense that she might go into that lifestyle anyways. But again, this is about the men, right? So, them 2 aspects alone, them 2 right there, is easy why a dude will fall in love with a hoe. Because that's what number 3, he's familiar. If he grew up around the hoish ways, the hell you expect him to do? He gonna be an anomaly, you be weird. If he pressured into that, if he pressured at a young age, bro, this is how you become a man. We'll get into point number two on that aspect more so. If all the females he know growing up seem like they hoeing, if he don't have connection, mommy issues, a real mom not gonna let a son pursue hoes like that. It ain't gonna be what it is. Thoughts and all that. There ain't no way. You saying with a dad, yeah. But a mom, oh no, oh hell no, no son of mine, no. She gonna teach him and instill him values, qualities, attributes, and traits. Because even if he's dealt with a woman out here, he gonna still very seldomly, or he gonna still be like, he gonna peep game on her. And if he had older women around him, or older sister, something, gonna be like, bruh, little bro, watch out for her. She's bad news. She's not good for you. Older ladies be like, hey, watch out for them Delilahs, if you understand the scriptural reference. The Jezebels, okay? They'll use biblical references and things of that nature, right? So he's gonna have that feminine structure to help guide him. King Lemuel, I believe, back in Proverbs chapter 30, talked about either it was his mom or his grandma gave him game. You feel me? Song Simple Man by Leonard Skinner talks about mama told me. She was giving her son good wisdom, basic wisdom on life, how to live your life, son. And so without that, oh, you've already started him off on a bad foot. So it might not even be his fault. It might be he got to deal with his mommy shit. And that takes a long time if you ever get over it. Also, on before I leave this point, was she too helicoptering? Did she let him experience life as a man? You understand? As growing as a young man. Because if he ain't out here trying to, like, whether it be date or see women or and she just held him, mommy's a little boy. Did she mommy them? Oh Lord. Oof. He ain't gonna be ready. He ain't gonna be ready to deal with these females out here. He's just not gonna be. And which leads into point number two. He had no masculine role model growing up. Now, I'm not even saying dad on this one. Okay? Because we know that some of these fathers ain't got that masculine backbone. Y'all have heard me say, and I'm doing an entirely different video. 90% of men are effeminate today. And they've been made effeminate. But besides that, whether it's been coaches, male mentors, teachers, men in the neighborhood, a deacon or pastor, whatever the case may be, right? A college professor. He needed some masculine role model. And if he don't, he ain't gonna have no structure. He's gonna have no structure. He's gonna have no guidance, no lodestone, no compass, no true north. He's not gonna know how to move and operate as a man. Even in the streets. If he don't got a masculine role model, an OG in the streets, he ain't gonna know how to deal with them. They might say, listen, you might deal with them, but you can't, them not the ones. Those are not the ones that you should really be dealing with. But if you do entertain, do not fall in love with them. Don't do it. Just don't do it, bro. You're going to break your heart, bro. It's going to cause you hell. It's going to be hell on earth. Do not do it. You might find a needle in a haystack with one, but more than likely, bro, do not even engage. Don't, in fact, little bro, don't, whether it be a big brother, whatever, do not even, big homie, don't matter. Don't even put yourself around. You especially, no. You too good. No, don't. Other dudes be smashing and passing. Listen, they do what they do. You know, Jeezy, fuck bad bitches, smoke big blunts. Who am I to tell you different? You only live once. Something be on that time. You, bruh? Nah, don't be on that time. No. It's not good. It's not healthy for you overall. And you eventually trying to be married and stuff, just stay away from them. Just avoid. Best form of prevention, avoidance. Don't even put yourself in that situation, scenario, and setting. Don't put yourself, don't even getting involved with them. You feel me? But if he doesn't have that, that sexual attention, that, that ease of access, that, that pull of her. Because don't get it twisted. There's a reason a legitimate hoe is good at what the fuck she does. Even if it's not full aspects of femininity, she taps into it. She taps into it. She has to. That's why you got higher levels of hoes out here. That's why all thoughts are not created the same out here. That's why there's levels of everything. There's levels to this shit. Okay? Understand that. Not all hoes are created equal. Just like not all men and women are created equal. Yes, we're equal on the sense that we all bleed red. We're all human. Beyond that, there's lines of deviation. There's lines of delineation. Okay? There are calibers, there are categories to this shit. But moving on. Number 3, he's insecure as a man and doesn't feel like he's valuable. Now, this is a point that people don't like to talk about. They're uncomfortable. Or they shit on. They shit on this point. This point is huge. If he has no value in himself, people talk about self-worth. Do you actually understand what that actually means? Let's say he's goddamn suicidal. Let's say he's been bullied all his life. Let's say he was given no female sexual attention growing up. Let's say he ain't dating much. Let's say he's still got his V card. Especially if he doesn't have these other structures. But even if he does, he's starting to feel it, man. He's seeing that society doesn't value him, bro. He's not been given any time or whatever. And at least she gives me something. Or at least she's paying attention to me. Yeah, I might not be the only dude she's entertained. Maybe she's got a high body count, but it's somebody. Y'all gotta understand that need and urge for human companionship, bro. You gotta understand that it's not like, I don't get why people think men are supposed to be these automatons, these robots, like we have no emotion. And I've openly said it. Men are more emotional than women. Women are just more sensitive than us. Men's emotions run really deep. And if a dude is getting his emotional needs met, we'll return to that aspect later on down in this list, on a deeper aspect. But on this low-level aspect, because it is low-level, if he's insecure, he's obviously on a lower level. He's going to accept what he can get. If he doesn't believe he's of higher value, then sure, she goes out there, but, as long as she ain't got STDs, as long as, she ain't coming, okay, she might pop a baby out it, or, she might have a few, I can at least be a dad. I can at least do what society, and sure, I might get judged, but, who are y'all? Fuck y'all, pretty much. Y'all ain't doing shit for me. She at least is here for me. She at least is here to, and again, I'm not excusing, I'm just explaining the mentality and the mindset. She at least is in my corner. You feel me? And maybe she's at a point in her life where she done hoeing. Because hoeing get old now. Hoeing does get old for most women. Now, there's some women who can be lifetime hoes. There's some women who can be lifetime prostitutes. There's some women who might get in the game later. Right? He just needs somebody. His primal, he needs somebody. She there. She the easiest. He ain't got to fight with her. Maybe she ain't even argumentative. She just glad she got somebody at that point. Y'all can call it simping, babe, whatever you want to call it. I don't give a damn. It's somebody. It's somebody for them both. And then boom. In fact, it might end up marrying him. Who knows, right? But it's not the best. It's not good, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is in the world we live in, especially in today's age. This kind of relationship happens far more than y'all want to talk about. She might have been that wild girl, that party girl back in the day. She might have grown the fuck up and was like, listen, man, I did that. I had my, maybe she don't tell him like that. He might get a sense, but I don't really ask her. Listen, he just, the pussy good, right? Y'all cannot get that shit twisted. Because there's some whack-ass, fake-ass pussy out here. That vag ain't... There are females who do not take care of themselves. I don't have that experience, but I know it exists. You can smell it in my way, sometimes literally. Pussy good, right? She treat them decently enough. She ain't a fucking headache. And he ain't got to worry about her running out to the streets because she already done been there. And she don't want any more of that. He like, fine. Maybe old school prostitutes. Or maybe she was forced into the game at a young age. And literally forced into the game at a young age. We gonna have that conversation? You think all hoeing was a choice? You think every young lady that ended up hoeing did that voluntarily? Who knows where she come from? So I'm just saying, bro, you got to consider all the variables here before we just come down with Mjolnir, with Stormbreaker on somebody's head, bro. If you know about Thor, especially in Marvel Comics, you already know. But we move on because that entire point could be a whole deeper discussion. Number 4, that's the frequency, vibe, and wavelength that he resonates with. His caliber. Not all men and women are of the same caliber. We need to stop this. Oh, you can be, become the best version of yourself. Y'all need to stop that shit. Y'all need to stop. I'm all for encouraging men and women to be better, for developing shit. But there's just some people that their water level ain't high. Let's call it all the way 1,000. We ain't judging. We telling the truth. We truth speaking over here. We need to stop lying to people. Some people, that's the time he and she is on. They own that sexual vibe. Maybe he just sleeping around and banging. And he like, listen, she riding with me. She know how I get down. And she might do her shit too. But she know how I get down. And ain't no regular woman gonna regularly deal with this. His type is the gold digger. His type is the hoes. He may be on that street shit, maybe not. Regardless, ain't no woman who is of high value and high character on that regard, who's sexually chaste, as they say, who's pure, who's a virgin, gonna be with him. And even maybe she done been around a little bit. She ain't completely thought it out. You know what I mean? She still not gonna be on that time. Right? Maybe she done been in, done got a few bodies, but she been in long-term relationships. She ain't gonna be on that time. You understand? Not every woman built the same. All these hoes, all these bitches. Yeah, all these hoes, all these bitches. Because that's what the fuck you been dealing with. And that's the fuck you on. That's the time you on. Listen, just don't complain. That's my whole policy. It's the same thing with females complaining about these low vibrational dudes, as folks like to say these days. That's them complaining like, these dudes ain't shit. You can't deal with a dude who got masculinity on that level. People say it's ducks in a row. Even if he ain't well off, he still got that certain energy. You don't know what it is, that line on that Serengeti. He's still on that time. You know you can't deal with them. So you either reject, push him away, or distance yourself. You're talking about the females. But you know you can deal with bro on low vibrational jazz. You know you can deal with bro. He'll let you get away with your toxic bullshit. But the pussy good. Oh, she crazy. Crazy pussy the best way. You don't even know. Crazy pussy the best pussy. The hell is that? But hey, I listen. That's the mentality he on. How a man thinks, so is he. That's what scripture says. All right? King Solomon warned about dealing with certain types of women. Scripture, in fact, it don't even teach women really how to deal with men. It teaches men what to look for women. Now I should tell you something. But if that's what time he on and the lifestyle he leads, you look at certain rap videos and more. Listen, told y'all, we're not judging. We just gonna use. We ain't blind out here. We ain't got blinders on. We got to see what the world is for what it is, dog. Can't turn a hoe to a housewife. Don't save them. She don't want to be saved. There are songs out here that just telling y'all what the game is, bro. And if he on that, he ain't even looking to save, bro. He looking to have 3, 4, 5 women in his rotation and shit like that. Player shit. Well, that's what she like. She like the dick. She falls up. Man, listen, most women, they are not falling in love with the dick. It's whatever they ego is, but some do. That she knew he was a player. She knew what time he was on. She knew he was a pimp. She knew what time he was on. And so they vibe, they mesh at that. Listen, they do what they do. Now, if you ain't doing all that, it might be a lot lonelier for you. But you ain't on that time. And your principles will not allow you to really be on that time and to even resonate. Because let me tell you something. People who don't resonate on that vibe, on that frequency, on that wavelength, it's going to be like oil and water. It's going to be butting heads. You just wonder why some people you just naturally have static with. You just out and about, just general. Some people you can naturally become friends with, or you naturally, oh, there's that attraction, whatever. It's because, oh, I love him, I love her. Is it actual love? But for them, they perceive it as love, so whatever. It is what it is. Number 5, there's something genetically, psychologically, and mentally linking them. Now, I threw them all in here. Love at first sight. Let me tell you, if there's lust at first sight, there's not love at first sight. People need to stop the foolishness. Fairy tale. But on a deeper thing, there is something genetically that he's like, bruh. He done seen her and he's like, bro, I ain't never seen a woman like that. I don't know what it is. Some of it is something in his genetics are literally tapping in. Is like, I need her to have my babies, kind of thing. It's just like the same thing women with baby. Oh, that man. Somebody heard his smells on somebody. I don't know what it is. Genetically, they're potentially compatible. Now, she might have been around, but still, you can't. It's genetic hardwiring. Psychologically, I talked about vibing on the same frequencies, but we're going deeper than energy. But mentally, they link. Maybe they have the same type of values or lack thereof. It is what it is. But maybe they see themselves going in the same way. And like I said, maybe he was wilder, she was wilder. But at this point in life, they just looking to settle down. They ain't looking for all that. They done, maybe he done, business right. He doing a little bit better for himself. Maybe he got out of prison. Who knows? You never know, right? Again, no judgment over here. Just it is what it is. Maybe he's just done with the streets and he's just trying to do an honest job. She know what it is out here like this, and she done it. Maybe they were gangsters at one point. Who knows, right? Maybe they were dealers. Maybe that's how they found love in a hopeless place on some Riri shit. They found love in a hopeless place, and maybe they turned their lives around. Maybe they found God. Who knows, right? And then mentally, you know, mentally, beyond the psychological aspect, beyond the trauma, whatever. That, like I said, it just is right, and they just of the same mentality. And maybe they end up having like 3 kids, beautiful, happy family, married for 20, 30 years. You never know, right? Or maybe they in a long term partnership, relationship, whatever, like 10 years, and eventually they just might as well get married. And we just know each other. We just been together around enough. Might as well just put a ring on it, make it official. We already got 2, 3 kids. Damn it, you know what I mean? So while it's not the most optimal, listen, man, not everybody gonna come from the most optimal situations. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Like I say, they see each other at the same level value. They come from the same background because maybe he or she is like, listen, man, I know I cannot deal with a pristine person. I need somebody who can be able to deal with me. She like, I need me a roughneck. He like, listen, I need me a woman who can throw it down. I ain't got time to teach her. I need a woman who can understand where I coming from, who fine with all the tats and all the back. They both got baggage they unload, and they might have they spats or whatever, but they kiss, make up sex, and then boom, move on with life. Happens. You know what I mean? Hell, that probably is very familiar in certain times in the past. So, you know, especially when marriage was more promoted. So, you notice that I'm ending up a lot of these with marriage. There's a reason for that, by the way. Number 6, the savior / hero complex of some men. This cannot be ignored. Why they say you can't save hoes, bro? Because there is something in male nature. I'll just say male nature before masculinity. There's something in male nature that is activated. The damsel in distress is an archetype of a trope for a reason. There's something in male nature that activates with the woman in need. And I don't just mean any old female. No, when a woman he might see value in her. Like I said, there's different reasons she could open up. Maybe she trusts him. He's different from other dudes. Maybe he's, down on his luck, and maybe he just need a little something, little pussy now, little vag. He wanted, maybe just getting through a breakup or divorce. Maybe it's been, it's been hard times, like Mick Jagger talked about, where he struck out. What song is that? Damn, I can't remember at the time. It's a song I love, but talk about striking out. Oh, I don't remember. It took me a little bit. I can't get no satisfaction. All right. And he's like, man, she's not bad. She's not a bad girl. She's not a bad young woman. She's not bad. Or maybe she got kids. Maybe she don't. She's like, she don't have to be in this position. She ain't completely ratchet. She ain't completely like, her mind ain't completely gone. Like, she's got a mind to her. She's not stupid. She's got some sense. She can take care of herself. Not the best one, but, and she's not much better than these other options out here. Oh, Lord have mercy. And it's like, if she just get with me, she, number one, don't have to do this. Maybe she just doing it for money. Maybe that's the option maybe she's on hard times and she's feeling desperate and she's in survival mode. Now I'm not saying he should do this, but stuff that might go through a man's mind, right? And it's like, she is pretty. She's beautiful. I wonder. I wonder. He might try it. He like, listen, it's that it's that old Prince Charming shit. Real Prince Charming shit. Cinderella story shit. Think about it. And some women are like, oh my God, a man actually never know. And again, I'm just saying, sometimes shit happens. Sometimes these things happen. And she'll be grateful for him for helping her get out of the situation that she's in. And she'll love him. She'll fall in love with that man. She was in a potential destitute and she saw no options. And this man came in and swooped and helped save her. And again, y'all can consider fantasy, oh, women should be. Listen, bro, we need to stop. We need to stop. All right? Male nature, female nature. We need to not go by this modern, unnatural, inorganic, artificial state. Right? I don't play by that. And it may seem like a fantasy because we don't see shit like this today because a lot of females are too fucking hard-headed, too stubborn and shit. But let's be honest, when you talk to them, when you talk to little girls, when you talk to... There's a reason the Disney princess mentality is a thing. There's a reason the Cinderella mentality struck so many young girls. Sleeping Beauty, even though Sleeping Beauty is creepy, it's still the same kind of thing. Prince comes in and she falls for him. And they live in a happy ever after, fairy tale kind of shit, right? Psychology. Now, last but certainly not least, and probably the, if you will, best out of it, right? He's emotionally and sexually connected with her on a deeper, more intimate level. Prostitutes of the Old West. She's like escorts. Okay? It's different between a prostitute and an escort. And I explain this to people. Prostitutes is sex for money. Providing a service. Providing sex, service, product, whatever you want to consider. Sex for money from a business model. Escorting isn't that. Right? Prostitutes of the Old West, the Wild West, were actually escorts. Okay? Where some people try to put it as the same, but it's not the same. Okay? Escorting is time for money. Now, escorting originally comes from literally escorting. A lot of times when you see these famous men, these wealthy men, these rich men, etc., right, these celebrities, a lot of times they hire escorts, these beautiful women. They're escorts. They're escorting him. Now, whether they have sex or not is not necessarily. Now, adults do what adults do, but it's not necessarily. Sometimes escorts are a fucking therapist, bro. They're a psychologist. They're there to listen. He might not have a woman in his life to listen. And yes, there's a difference between listening with your homies and listening with a woman. I don't care what anybody. There's a different energy and a different time. Women are on, then the men are on. People need to stop this. Y'all know it's true. Everybody knows it's true. Look at how society's structured. Even in this bullshit system, you can just see how society's structured. There's a different time men are on, and there's a different time women are on. Okay? Even from homosexuality, lesbianism, there's a different time men are on, and there's a different time women are on. Okay? Sometimes just sitting and chilling with homegirl. Y'all think most of marriage and relationships are, and anyone who's been in a long-term relationship, you already know. You think most of that is having sex? No. That's just incremental, which is why we talk about, you got to be able to deal with, which is why you heard in some of these other ones, they just vibe on that same resonance, all right? It's not picture book, but they just vibe. Listen, if folks just want to, again, men are more emotional. If he's emotionally invested in a woman, let's say, why do you think favorite women, that's his favorite, why do you think he goes specifically to her? There was something about her. The same thing with dating, the same thing with wifing. There's something about this woman. He may not understand it. He might not even be able to put it words. Maybe there are no words for it. When a man loves a woman, Percy Sledge. Maybe he can't explain it. But there is something about her specifically that gets him. About her body, about her interactions. And they can talk. Maybe, and again, maybe she starts seeing less dudes. Maybe she weans off. Maybe he gets her out the game just because their connection. She's like, nah, maybe before she saw, or maybe she was up, but maybe, no, him. It's something about him. It's something about them. Something about her. And she's able to open up and drop her barrier and drop her guard. Maybe she's been hurt in the past. Maybe she's been divorced. Maybe she's been through. Maybe she just was like, fuck it, man. Fuck it. I'll just have sex. I can get paid. I like having sex. Whatever. Boom, boom. I can engage with dudes. I can talk with them. I don't have a problem being around men, etc. But then she meets homeboy, and it's just like, huh. He's actually genuinely likes me. He doesn't just see me. He doesn't just objectify me. You tell me that ain't appealing to women? Like, she's actually feels valued. And in the process, this is a reciprocal pattern. He feels valued. And maybe he's had bad sex. Okay? Or maybe he just wasn't connecting with other females. Or again, maybe he just wasn't really having sex. Folks cannot underplay that sexual aspect of a man and of a woman. But especially of men. There was a problem. Come on, man. And she just throw it on. She throw that good on him. There you think's gonna happen. He's connected with her emotionally. And she throw that good on him. Oh. He gonna lose his goddamn mind. He gonna lose. It's gonna be something about she gonna stick. He may be trying to see but she gonna keep coming back to his mind. And he's gonna call up. Listen. You want to go on a date? You want to, an actual date. Yeah, do you want to go on a date? Yeah. If you got time, I'm not trying to. You do really. I know. Come on. I've dealt with you. But I know. And he accepts shit. He accepts her past. He accepts her baggage. Hell, in all fairness and honesty on this one, ain't this the same reason that a lot of men are dating a lot of women today? Because even if they ain't hold out here, let's be honest, even at a young age, Lord have mercy, you're going to be dealing with baggage. Can you put up with her shit? Okay? Can you wake up to her the next morning? Maybe they went to bed, they slept together. She trusted him enough. He starts literally looking out for her, doing what a man does. Maybe she don't want to hold no more. How is that almost any differently, except for the lifestyle choice and how she making money? How is that any different than what's going on out here 7 out of 10 times out here today? Is it? Is it really all? Let's be honest. Because y'all know a lot of men and women, especially on the women's side, they is not just being, oh, well, they just these virgins. No, they done been around. Let's be honest. All right? Dating game, hoeing game. Unfortunately, some be taking that same mentality into both. It's just that hoeing just more honest and upfront about what the shit going on, and you ain't playing these fucking mind games. You know what you getting into. You deal, and that's another thing. He know what he dealing with. He already know. She already done opened up and told him, and done told him her horrible everything with dad and mom. She got beat on. She was molested. Everything happened. She already done told him. Right? He ain't got to peel back 15 layers of onions and go into the fortress, invade, and then find out, oh, shit. She was, oh my God, she dealing with 5 dudes simultaneously. He already know. So he ain't got to question all the question. No, he already know what time she on. And now he's selecting to deal with her. Reasons men fall in love with hoes. And I'm not glorifying. I'm just telling you what it is out here. Love it, hate it. It is what it is. A lot of times it's just fucking straightforward when dealing with hoes, which is why dudes deal with them. They either the woman's more direct or you ain't got to play fucking games. There ain't no mind games. The sex is just there, and she's also used to dealing with men. Because a lot of females today, they don't know how to fucking deal with men. And he would rather just like, listen, man, since a lot of them just be out here anyways, I might as well deal with one who I can fucking put up with and who can put up with me. And then we can move in life together. Just a different perspective. Not telling you to get with a hoe. But there are reasons why men do. Unexpected one to like, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts. I know this video ran a little bit long, but I like to break things down in all of their aspects and layers if I can within a relatively concise period. Because like I said, there's a lot of psychological aspects that go into this jazz. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Till next time, peace. And more of this type of content is most definitely coming because somebody got to be out here talking what's real. Instead of this fairy tale, oh, we hoping to believe. No, we need to deal with what is the reality.